Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This should be a fun one, I can tell. So on my Instagram, I asked you guys, what kind of Valentine's Day makeup did you want? And I already gave you guys one. I'm so glad you liked that one. If you haven't seen it, then go check it out. But I asked on my Instagram, what do you guys want to see? What kind of makeup do you want? What kind of looks do you want? And I suggested Netflix and chill proof makeup. And I had one response to that on my Instagram. Let me pull it up. Okay, so shout out to my underscore Myra. She specifically DM'd me when I asked that. She was the only person who DM'd me requesting this makeup look, and all it takes is one person to say yes to a video I actually really want to make. So shout out to you. Thank you for being the only person to say yes, make a video for Netflix and chill proof makeup, because that can be a struggle when you want to look cute, but you know what's going on. Let's just get into it, okay? So what do we know? Boys don't like makeup. Unless you're a boy who does wear makeup. Men typically don't like makeup. They don't want makeup on them. They think it's icky. If you're a makeup enthusiast like myself or a makeup artist, if you're always posting up makeup looks, you always get that one guy who says, "Girls shouldn't have to put on makeup. It should just be natural. Guys don't like that. Why do you put on so much makeup?" And it's just like, it's my face. Like, what do you want? Like, leave me alone. So, a lot of us makeup peoples like to look cute at all times. At least that's me. So I wanted to tell you guys some of my tips and tricks on how I make my makeup last during this time, okay? So first of all, make sure you're all pampered. You've done everything you need to do. You're fresh out the shower. You're ready to go, and you're ready to slightly beat your face so that you look pretty, but you don't necessarily have a full face of makeup, because let's be realistic, a full face of makeup will not last. I don't care how much setting powder you put on. I don't care if it's the best unmovable, indestructible foundation. It just will not last. Sweat comes from beneath the pores, so anything like that is a given, that anything you put on top is destined to just be slipped away with sweat and oils from your face. So yeah, we're not doing a full face, we're not doing full drag like we usually do on here, okay? So I suggest exfoliating and using a great pore minimizing cleanser. I like to use my Egg White Perfect Pore Cleansing Foam. It's a pore control cleanser that pretty much minimizes your pores, which I love because I need that. I have oily skin and big pores, so that's yes for me. And I like to mix it with my Ocean Salt body and face scrub from Lush. So my first tip is less is better. When you're planning to use less makeup, I typically like to use the more full coverage products because they're full coverage, so you can use less of it while still getting the coverage that you need. So to start out, I'll use concealer. Concealer is our best friend. I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty primer. I love this primer. It's moisturizing, but it doesn't make me oily, which is exactly what I need. After we've primed our faces, it's time to put on a powder. Now, I know, it's like, a powder, really? We're gonna set our primer? Yes, we're going to set our primers, okay? It helps it stay on, it helps our face stay matte, and everything else. A setting powder I love to use. It's my favorite mattifying primer. It keeps me matte for such a long time, longer than any setting powder ever has before, even my Laura Mercier, and it's the Mattify Cosmetics Ultra Setting Powder. It's for super oily skin, so that's why I love it so much. So I'm going to take that and my beauty blender. A trick I like to do is I like to spray my setting powder with my setting spray so that I'm like constantly setting my face every time it touches my skin, just so I'm setting my face every time I touch my skin, because it'll help my makeup last longer. So I'm just going to take that and going to do a nice layer. Now someone told me I should put this to the test. If you guys want like a little test, then you know, I might post it on Instagram or perhaps on my website so you guys can see if my method really works. It works for me and I hope it works for some of you. So now my face is set, and now we're going to conceal the ugly parts of our face. So choose a concealer. I know concealer has kind of lost its purpose throughout the years as everyone just uses it to highlight and contour. If you don't have a concealer that is the color of your skin, then at least try to find a foundation that's really full coverage that you can conceal all of your scars. I have my NARS Almond Soft Matte Concealer, and it's the exact color of my skin. So I'm going to take this and a pointed concealer brush, and I'm going to start concealing all of my darker spots. So I have a lot, so this might take a little time. I'll go over the general areas that need some coverage, and then I'll go back to them and blend them in with my finger. Probably where I'll put the most concealer, the mustache area. Because no man wants to see a mustache on their girl when they're about to kiss them. That's just not cute. Anything luminous and whatnot might slip off more easily and make you look very shiny and oily, which is what we want to avoid the most. So always go for your mattifying products and primers, whatever you need. Since I don't have that much product on my face in this point in time, I like to moisturize my lips. And before you do this, make sure you guys exfoliate your lips. I like to use a little mix that I made. It's in this cute little fresh container, but it's pretty much just cinnamon, sugar, and olive oil in this little container. I put cinnamon in there not only because it'll make your lips taste good, but also it plumps up your lips, so it kind of gives you a natural pucker to your lips. So that's why I added the cinnamon to that. So make sure you guys exfoliate. And then to moisturize, I like to use vitamin E oil. It's for extra dry skin. My lips are always like, it's so hard to keep them moisturized, so I like to put that on. Moving on, I'm not saying I don't like my face, but I love looking snatched. I love when my features are enhanced with some contour and highlight. So for those of you who want to be a little more snatched for the occasion, this is for you. If you guys are okay with your face not being contoured, then that's fine. It's for my people who want to snatch their moon face a little bit more. So what I like to do is I like to take a flat brush and I'll use a cream contour just because it gives a little more coverage than powder, but this method won't make it so heavy that when you start to heat up or sweat, it won't like slip off immediately. I like to take my brush and just press it onto the highlight shade and get a nice even coat on the brush, and it creates a nice airbrush effect too because you're patting it in, because the product is on the brush and then you're patting it into the skin, so it makes a nice airbrush look to the face. So I'm just gonna take this brush and pat it onto the parts of my face where I want a highlight. You can also do this with any mattifying concealer if you don't have a cream contour kit. And also with a powder contour kit if you're okay with using powder. I typically like to use cream. So after that, we're pretty much going to do the same thing with the contour shade. So I'm going to take a fluffy angled brush and I'm going to press it into the contour shades. And I'm just going to use that to contour my face. I really feel like this method helps use less product while still getting the same effects, which is great. So now it's time for a blush. So you can go either way with this. I typically like to use some kind of cream blush that would just melt into your skin and almost stain your cheeks so that it looks like you're actually flushing, but we're really not, even though you know you're maybe a little bit aroused. So what I like to do is I like to use my Glossier Cloud Paint, and I'm going to use that for my blush. And I like to do this right after I finish doing my highlight so that it just melts all together and complements the contour. I'm just gonna take the end of my beauty blender and dab that into my cheeks. And you'll see like it looks like a natural flushed cheek. If you're good with just powder blush, then go right ahead. Again, I'm gonna spray my beauty blender with some of my setting spray so that I'm constantly setting this into my skin, constantly setting the makeup. So now it's time to set our face and our contour. I like to use my Laura Mercier setting powder in Deep, especially to take down this very bright highlight I have going on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You see that kind of just brings color back into my face. I highly recommend this for my women of color. I'm going to set my whole face with this, especially a little bit of reverse contour. And now once I've done that, I'm going to set my contour. I'm just gonna use my favorite powder contour palette and set my contour. So now that's all done, even though we've been gradually setting our face, we're gonna do one layer of our setting spray. So I'm going to do that right now. And we're going to let that dry. Now when it comes to eye makeup, for a Netflix and chill occasion, it's better to do less. So I typically like to do a very minimal look with my eye makeup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a nice soft and natural eye look from my contour palette. I've done this look before in my, I believe, my Basic to Baddie makeup. So I'm just going to start with the orange shade, and it's just something nice and subtle, nothing colorful that will get on anyone's clothes or anyone's face. No bright colors, no dramatic eye looks, just something nice and simple that says, I'm pretty, but I'm enhancing my beauty. So I did a very subtle eye look. Since Valentine's Day is coming up, and I typically wanted to get this out for Valentine's Day for all my young lovers, old lovers, all lovers, I'm going to take Love Letter and I'm going to put that underneath my eye. I like to add an under eye eyeshadow just in case any mascara or eyeliner starts to smudge. At least this little eye color underneath your eye will catch it and it won't look so crazy. And now for any mascara, lashes, eyeliner. So it's good to use a waterproof mascara or eyeliner so that it can withstand any heat or sweat that you may experience during this time. So I like to use, as always, my Kat Von D liquid liner. It's waterproof liquid liner, and that's for a fact. It is super resistant. As soon as you wipe it off with a makeup wipe, it's done, but it can last through anything else. You have to remember, this is all about the products you use as well, so anything matte or waterproof is what you want. A simple little wing, and do that on the other side. So that is my eyeliner, very simple, nothing too thick, that will just create a mess. Now it's time for lashes. So when it comes to lashes, I already don't like the thicker banded lashes because I feel like they're harder to stick on, and they're also just harder to like bend to the shape of your eye. So I recommend lashes that have a very thin band like these. I love using Ardell lashes because they have that thin band that's hardly noticeable and easy to stick on with less glue. I'm going to go ahead and stick these lashes on. I'm sorry, I don't remember what the name of these are. I really wish I could remember the number, but I really don't. But my favorite Ardell lashes are the number 113 lashes. Those are usually the wispy lashes. They're so cute. So I'm just going to pop these on. And I like to put my lashes on the end of my eye to accentuate the wing. If you guys know a better lash glue, let me know. I like to use the Duo lash glue in the green lettering, and with the brush application, I feel like this makes my lashes stay on pretty well. If I know I'm gonna be sweating a lot, obviously I won't put on lashes, but here's why I do put on lashes. Mascara is the worst when it comes to these situations because mascara just runs everywhere, and even if it's waterproof, at the end of the day, waterproof mascara is the worst to try and take off. I don't know about you guys, but it just stays on forever, and then it smudges so badly. So you just have smudgy waterproof mascara that doesn't want to come off. So I don't like to use waterproof mascara. But what I will do to blend my lashes with the false lashes is that I will use a waterproof eyeliner. So I'm just gonna use this little waterproof eyeliner from Sephora. It's a Sephora brand. It says waterproof on it in blue, and I'll just pretty much push my lashes into the false lashes and pretty much just put a nice coat of eyeliner on my lashes so that it's as black as the false lashes. And now it's time for highlighter. So not everyone needs highlighter. I love highlighter. I like to glow, but highlighter is probably the first thing to go once you kiss someone because it goes directly on their nose. And as much as I love nose highlights, it has to be very little if you're gonna do a nose highlight because it'll just get onto his face immediately. What I like to use is the Cover FX enhancing drops. I know I said to avoid products like this that are all liquidy and runny, but this literally stays in place. It's almost like a highlighter stain. It melts into the skin and it doesn't move as much as a powder highlight would. And then I like to blend it out with a beauty blender. Oh, that looks crazy. And you see how it kind of just like becomes your skin. It's really cool. I love this product. For lips, you can go anywhere with this as long as it's not runny or too colorful. that will get onto your base. So I like to either go with a clear lippy. So pretty much I'll just use my vitamin E oil and leave it at that. If you wanted something with more color, you can always use a lip gloss that's like the color of your lips. So what I like to do is I'll put a very thin and faint lip liner on just to redefine my lips and give them shape. And then I'll kind of like rub my lips together so that it kind of blends in. And then since it's Valentine's Day, I'll use one of my favorite pinker lipsticks, and it's one of the NYX Butter Gloss lip glosses, and I'm gonna use the color Praline. And I'll just lather this on. Plus, it smells so good. I don't know what they put in these, but they smell so good. Like, I could eat it. So that's a plus, because then your lips will smell really good. And I don't like to put too much on because, you know, you don't want it to be too sticky. And then there's one last step that I like to do that will really just seal in everything that I've done on my face. And so that includes, of course, setting my face with setting spray. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This is where I go ham with the setting spray. We've been setting it gradually, but now this is like the crescendo of applying setting spray. So you can go in at this point because we really want it to last and stay on our face. Once you're shiny like this, you've done a good job, and you can go ahead and let that dry completely. Always use your best long-lasting mattifying setting spray. I would even recommend using more than one. I used to have the regular Urban Decay setting spray and this one, and I would use both of them at the same time, and it would really make my makeup last. So if you have more than one setting spray, go ahead, have at it. I don't right now. I only have my D-Slick right now, so this will have to do for me. And now my setting spray has completely dried. I can already feel it mattifying my face, but that is not enough. I'm going to further mattify my face and actually set my setting powder. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I like to do it. I find that it helps make my makeup last a lot longer. So I would even do this if I know I'm gonna be out like absolutely all day from like morning to night and I need my makeup to last as long as possible. I'll do this. So yeah, I'm gonna go back in with my Mattify Cosmetics Ultra Setting Powder, and I'm going to set my face and mostly set the parts where I get most oily. And this also gives a very airbrushed effect to my skin when I set my face at the very end. My skin literally looks poreless when I do this. And I'm not afraid of looking too matte because my skin naturally just gets oily, and although I'm not gonna be getting oily straight away from doing all these steps, once I start Netflix and chilling with bed, that's when all my oils will probably come through pretty quickly. So I don't mind that I look really matte right now because it's all for the cause. It's all for the cause. I'll even set where I highlighted. You can still see the highlight. Even if it's really subtle, it's still noticeable in even low lighting. It's a very nice subtle highlight. You know I don't usually do subtle highlighter, like that's just sounds like an oxymoron, but in this case I will go with subtle. And that is all the steps I would take for a Netflix and chill proof makeup. If you guys have any additional tips, additional good products that are good for situations like this, please let me know below so we can all talk about it and laugh. And yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. This is what I would do if I were, about to Netflix and chill with bae. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys like how this looks, even though it's a lot less makeup than you usually see me put on, but it's still really pretty and really nice, and it covered a lot of my imperfections while still using less makeup, so that is super good. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you liked this. I haven't done anything like this before, at least not makeup for this occasion. So yeah, I hope you liked it. I hope you guys also like this wig. It's a new wig that I will review soon for you guys. Now, if you want to know how to make your wig stay on during a Netflix and chill situation, that's a whole nother video, girl. So if you want that, if you'd want tips on how to make your wig stay on, leave comments down below. Let me know. I'd definitely love to make a video about that. And make sure you like this video as well if you really liked this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.